Hey, honey,
Yes, Barry?
let's get out of here.
Where are we going?
Where do we always go?
Fascina el viento, este ritmo de palmas, sin ti naturaleza, hasta encontrar la playa. Por eso grito al mundo, yo soy de Puerto Vallarta. Samba de Puerto Vallarta, noche de arrullo en el mar. Samba de Puerto Vallarta.
Hello, fellow travelers, and welcome to this episode of the Puerto Vallarta Travel Show. I am your host, Barry Kessler, and I'm just so happy to be introducing you to my favorite vacation destination. Hey, maybe it's even yours, and that's Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. That music you're listening to is performed by Alberto Perez, and Alberto is the owner of the Lapa Lapa group of restaurants here in Puerto Vallarta. Those are the Lapa Lapa, the El Dorado restaurant, and at night, for dinner, that El Dorado transforms into the ever-so-romantic Vista Grill, with those dramatic views of the Los Muertos Pier all lit up at night in beautiful colors. And of course, at Lapa Lapa, you can enjoy that same view of the Los Muertos Pier all day long, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, toes in the sand, right at the water's edge. It's so romantic. It's so Puerto Vallarta, my friends. This week, I have 3 special people that I want to share with you. 2 interviews from the beach in front of Cuates and one guy who works along the beach on the Malecon that I really want you to meet. If you haven't met him already, you're going to meet him when we introduce him to you. First, though, let me talk a little bit about the visit to paradise, okay? Actually, I chose an Airbnb to stay in this time. Big surprise, like I never do that. I used the same one that I used last January, and it's in the El Cerro neighborhood. It's right above Hacienda San Angel, which is Richard Burton's old digs. And it's around the block from Casa Kimberly, which is Elizabeth Taylor's villa. And from where I was staying, it's the really cool part about it is that you could actually drop down into a number of different neighborhoods from up there. But it's a steep hill, and I'm gonna share it with you guys. I told the Airbnb guy, Jose, that I was going to share it with you. I usually don't share places that I want to go back to because I never get a chance to get back in again. But I've got some video. Anyway, I will show it. I'll place it in my show notes and show you the place. It was like, I don't know, like $36 a night, which is really a good price. I had the whole place. It was right above the church, and a cute little view. You could open up the place, and it was really, really, really pretty. So once again, I'll have the links to that, and you can check it out in the show notes. I also went from that Airbnb to another Airbnb for the last 3 days because I couldn't get Jose's place for the entire 10 days. And that was a neat place too. The view from that place was amazing, but not from the room. The room, there was zero view. There was nothing going on there, although there was a comfortable bed and plenty of hot water and all that good stuff. The roof had the killer view, and I'll have pictures of that too in the show notes, so you can check that out as well. Very inexpensive as well. It's a fairly new Airbnb, so they didn't have a lot of reviews, but I liked it. It was good. They were nice people too. Okay, so I stopped by Lazaro Cardenas Park. I wanted to check out the progress, see what was going on at Tile Park PV. You know what I'm talking about. Parque de los Azulejos. And I got to say, it's looking pretty cool. I purchased a tile. And if you haven't bought your tile yet, you got to go do it. Also, remember that you can participate in the workshops that Natasha is having there, Natasha and her bro. So if you guys are in town, get your hands dirty and put up some tile pieces. I've got pictures of the progress that is going on there. It really is shaping up. It's beautiful, the things that she and Daniel have been doing along with you guys. And when I was there, I saw all kinds of groups of visitors who were working on these pillars and on these neat designs. It's not just a mishmash or a hodgepodge, you guys. Am I using all the right words? It's really, it's well planned out and it's beautiful. And check them out in the show notes and make sure that you stop by every day. Nancy Page is out there. She's sitting at a table, and you can just go and say, "Hey, Nancy, how's everything going?" And you can buy something from her, or you can leave a donation if you want. Take some pictures, definitely, because this is history in the making. And what else can I tell you? They just need your help. So get over there and say hi to Nancy. They're there every day, and they're also there for the Saturday market at the Lazaro Cardenas Saturday market. Check them out. Okay, let's get to the news over the last couple of weeks. See what's happening in Puerto Vallarta, January, the beginning of January 2018. Now, January 5th, when I was getting ready to post this particular podcast, which was put off for 2 weeks. I'm sorry, you guys. But that was Three Kings Day in Mexico. Or in Spanish, it was Dia de Reyes. Now, what the heck is Dia de Reyes? Well, it celebrates the visit of the Magi, the three kings, to Jesus in the manger after they went and they followed the light, they followed the star that led them to the Christ child, and then they showered him with gifts, remember that? You remember that. Everybody remembers that story, right? It's the first recorded baby shower in history. Anyway, I just made that up. I just couldn't help myself. Sorry. According to Wikipedia, some of the most popular customs include, in this Three Kings Day, which I didn't know, but they include singing, chalking the door, having one's house blessed, consuming Three Kings cake, which is a cake which has a plastic baby Jesus actually baked inside or placed on the bottom of the cake somehow. And if you happen to be the one who gets that, baby Jesus, then you actually have certain privileges and obligations, like, I don't know, like going to see a dentist for that cracked tooth or something. But I digress. Oh yeah, where was I? Okay. Other customs include winter swimming, as well as attending church services. Oh, what do you know? It's customary for Christians in many localities to remove their Christmas decorations on Three Kings Eve, or the 12th night, although those in other Christian countries historically removed them on Candlemas, which is the conclusion of the Christmas season. Now, according to the first tradition, those who fail to remember to remove their Christmas decorations on Three Kings Eve must leave them untouched until Candlemas, which falls on February the 2nd. So you guys still have some time. So anyway, February 2nd evidently is the second opportunity to remove your Christmas decorations. And failure to observe this custom is considered inauspicious, it says here, according to the Wikipedia pages. Somebody's got to talk to my neighbor. I'll tell you, he is, without a doubt, absolutely, positively inauspicious. And let's see here. A couple of quick announcements here. JR asked me to remind you that it's high season in Puerto Vallarta, and I saw this happen, you guys. You need to book a tour. If you're gonna book a tour through him, now you're gonna need to give him a little time on some of the more popular tours, right? A couple of days early is really all you're gonna need on those popular ones like Rhythms of the Night. In fact, if you're going to be reading the descriptions of the tours that he has them plainly stated in his on his website that if they're popular, they book up fast. So book them early, book them often, and book them with JR. He really appreciates your business. And of course, I have links to his website all over my website, or just go to vallartainfo.com and check out all of his pages there. He has lots of great things, including maps that you should be printing out before you come to Puerto Vallarta. And he has a happy hour board with where you can get the greatest deals on drinks. And he also has a band board, entertainment schedule, for the local bands. And all that stuff and more is at vallartainfo.com. Check it out. Don't miss it. And remember, book early, not last minute. Okay? All right, I'm done. I'm done. Look, I've been doing lots of interviews, and I'm pretty sure that you're going to like what's coming up this season. I got to say, I am so excited. I did a day trip to El Tuito and to Maito and to Tehuamixle. And I'm going to have to break that up into 2 episodes because I met this cab driver, Javier from Maito. And Javier has this great story. And that's going to be an entire episode in itself. So you're going to hear from him, and you're going to learn all about El Tuito, and you're going to learn about Maito, and you're going to learn about Tehuamixle from my interviewees who are in the town of El Tuito, and that taxi driver. It's going to be great. Now, the town of El Tuito is actually having celebrations now, which is really interesting. I'm going to talk about that not now, but later. And I also have some emails. I got some letters. I've got some really great things from you listeners out there. Thank you so much. I need to share those with you, and I'm going to need to spend a little more time on each of those. So I'm going to spread it out a little bit as we get this going for our second, I don't know, what do you call it? I guess our second season of the Puerto Vallarta Travel Show. So the first interview that you're going to hear is from a guy who's been selling his delicious pastries on the Malecon and on the beach in Puerto Vallarta for well over 20 years. He is adored by many, and his name is Jose, and he's known as the Muffin Man. And people remember the Muffin Man when he was the Muffin boy, Muffin teenager. I mean, he's grown up doing what he does, and he's going to be telling us what he does in just a few minutes. He is a guy that has this big smile on his face all the time. He recognizes his clients, who, of course, adore him as well. And he even, in many cases, can remember what you ordered last year. He has muffins, banana muffins, and coconut, and pineapple, and pina colada. He has these turnovers that are amazing, with apple turnovers and strawberry cream pastries. They're wrapped up in this puff pastry, which is just it's just so decadent. He has He has brownies that are to die for. He makes sandwiches, and that's what I like. When I get from him, I'm not getting the sweets from him. I'm getting the savories, and he's got that too. My favorites are he's got this ham and cheese and jalapeno sandwich, and he makes it in this puff pastry thing. And when you get it from him, you just take a bite into it, and it's just got the gooey cheese going on there, and it's a meal in itself. It's like 30 pesos. It's just really good. I usually get a couple of them. I eat one or two of them, and then I put one away or two away and get them over to my apartment and get them right into the refrigerator. Don't leave anything on the counter, you guys. If you've spent any time in Mexico, in Puerto Vallarta especially, ants will seem to appear out of nowhere. And these aren't large ants. They're like little ants. They're little sugar ants. We'll talk about that in another episode with JR. Actually, I'm going to have him. We're going to talk a little bit about bugs. We're going to talk about dogs. We've got all kinds of things that we talked about. So that's coming up pretty soon. But let's get back to the Muffin Man, shall we? So anyway, my favorite is this jalapeno thing going on, but he makes it with poblano chilies. He makes just the regular ham and cheese without the heat, if for those of you who don't like that. But he is just a man who's adored by many. So before we go any further, let's just talk to the man right now. Jose, the Muffin Man, on the Malecon. Okay, I'm on the Malecon now, and I found, without too much difficulty, I found the Muffin Man here. What is your name?
Jose.
Jose, how long have you been doing the muffin thing over here in Puerto Vallarta?
27 years.
27 years on the
In the
Malecon.
Malecon. Every day here in the Malecon.
Tell us what you sell.
Pastries and muffin.
Okay, so these pastries and muffins, do they come from a local bakery? Do you make them?
And the pastry, the bakery, and the muffin in the house.
Very good. All right. So you're selling your product.
Yes.
Very interesting. Do people come here every year looking for you?
Every year, looking for me. Every year.
What have you seen in the things have changed, around here a lot in all these years you've been here? I mean, where we are standing here was totally different.
Sí, a lot of different. Pues a lot of money in Mexico.
So it was, what they did was they extended the Malecon and they made it just a nice, beautiful walkway. Tell me something. What would you say when you aren't selling pastries, if you want to leave for the day, do a day trip out of Puerto Vallarta, where would you like to go?
And the montaña. And the mont.
Like any particular place?
My house.
You have a house in the mountains. It seems like a lot of people, a lot of the locals here, they live in the city, but they also have their own little place, their secret place in the mountains. Is that right?
Sí. Many people locals in the montaña. Yeah.
Very interesting. So when you go there, you just sit back.
Yes, relax, sleep, TV, watch TV. Cuando working, not too many. Working all day, every day.
That's, you got to get away, right? And you got to relax.
Relax.
Okay.
Working every day working.
Where do people locate you? Are you here in the same spot every day, or do you move around?
8:30 here, and the 10. I got it moving, walking in the beach.
Okay, so 8:30, you're standing in front of this hotel. We're like,
And the sea monkey.
Right, we're in front of the sea monkey, so that you'll be able, or a little bit to the side of the sea monkey. You're not in front, but so you're there at
8:30 in the morning and moving 10.
so he's here from 8:30, and then he's on the move, walking up and down the beach, and selling his muffins.
And the pastries. Muffin and pastries.
When you're done selling everything you have on your tray, you go home,
Go for house, for the casa, relax, sleep.
and then bake some more, I guess.
Yes, way more. Fresh every day.
Very, very fresh every day. All right, I want to thank you so much, Jose, the Muffin Man. I'm going to take a picture of him. You'll be able to find his photo on the website. So thanks, buddy.
All right. Thank you.
All right, that was Jose. Now you know. Now you know the Muffin Man. All right. You can find Jose right in front of the Sea Monkey, right in front of the Vista del Sol condominiums. I have a map. And like he said, he starts there, he camps out, he starts there in front of the Vista del Sol condos at 8:30, and he's out there till about 10 o'clock, and then he walks down the beach all the way down to the end of Los Muertos and comes back again, and he'll just do that until you buy everything that he has, and then he'll go back home and go to bed. He'll take a little time off, take a siesta, and then he starts all over again. It's a family affair with him. He's raised his kids, put them through school, and done all that by selling these muffins and just being such a good cook. I mean, everybody loves him. Everybody I talk to who knows the Muffin Man loves the Muffin Man. So make sure that you get out there and check him out. Once again, I have pictures of him in the show notes, and I have a map that'll lead you right to him. Make sure you see Jose, and when you see him, say that Barry says hi. Now, the second person that you're going to hear from is a real character. His name is Jose as well. Go figure. Hey, this is Mexico. Everybody is Jose. We went to a place called, I don't know, what was it, Joe Jackson. Everybody's name was Joe, so there you have it. Anyway, this man's name is Jose Luis Castellon Ramos, and he's known as the most honest bandito on the beach for now. It says ... for now on his card. I'm just reading his card, you guys. So anyway, this guy is a real card. He was introduced to me by listener Cheryl, and Cheryl actually has a pretty great story too. I'm going to need to talk to her and her husband about what they can tell me about their experiences in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. But anyway, she comes walking up and she says, Barry, where's the line? And I go, what do you mean? And I'm sitting there in front of Cuates y Cuetes with my microphones all set up. You gotta imagine this is about 2:30 in the afternoon, and it was just beautiful. I had a bowl of soup in front of me. I had ordered some guacamole because I promised everybody we're going to have some guacamole. And I'm just kind of sitting there and enjoying it. And she walks up and she says, where's everybody? And I said, well, they're all out, having fun. They're out doing what I would normally be doing. If I was in Puerto Vallarta, I wouldn't be sitting there in front of, looking for my microphone. I said, why don't you sit down, Cheryl? She says, no. So she looks around and she says, just a minute. And so she goes running off and she brings up Jose and she sits him down right across the table from me. And we had a conversation about what he does. So let's go and hear from Jose Luis Castellon Ramos, the Honest Bandito. It's for freaking Canadians, and it's for freaking Americans.
Because look, CN Rail.
Ah, look at that, Canadian Rail.
Winterpec, Manitoba, people bring it to me. and I know people from all over, Langley, Nanaimo, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Kamloops, Regina, Brandon, Manitoba.
Wait a minute. Did
All
you say
over.
Regina?
Regina.
Okay, never mind. Oh, don't go there. All right, let's. Obviously, you know a lot of Canadians. That's pretty good. Okay, before we go any further, this is Jose Luis Castellon Ramos, and Luis works on the beach, and he sells tours and all kinds of stuff like that. So, Luis, tell my audience what you do here in Puerto Vallarta.
27 years ago, I started selling tours, all kinds of activities, by boat, by plane, by land, at Los Muertos Beach. Then the first couple who bought a tour from me was Herb and Margaret Rempel from Winnipeg, Manitoba. And those are the guys who promised me to bring me every year. They come to Puerto Vallarta a CN rail hat. Since then, I don't use no other hat.
No other hat.
The red hat, CN rail.
And that's because they were your first customers.
They were very pleased with the tour I sold them. It was one of the cheaper price tours, by the way, and still they were so happy. So they surprised me 2 or 3 days later after the tour, and they give me a plastic bag. It says, the plastic bag says no, duty free, and it had a Canadian Club bottle of whiskey and a red hat that says CN Rail. Those years I didn't know what CN Rail signification, but now that I met so many Canadians from all over every single province, then I know the significance of CN Rail.
Yeah, and they recognize it, and so they are comfortable actually talking to you too. Isn't that right?
Many of them, instead of calling me my name Jose Luis Castellon Ramos, they call me, "Hey, CN, come here. We need your service."
Tell me, Jose, are you from Puerto Vallarta?
I am from the little farming place called Hacienda de Aguacatepec. 530828. And I belong to a family of 5 children, a single mother. Then I came to Puerto Vallarta when I was around 16 years old.
Ah, okay. So you got off the farm and came to Puerto Vallarta.
Yes, I started working for making a living when I was 8 years old. Then I worked as a farmer, as a Raicilla Moonshine Distillery, till I was 16. Then I came vacation to Puerto Vallarta for a week. I love it here. I never went back to the ranch.
I don't blame you. So what was it like when you were 16 here in Puerto Vallarta?
Puerto Vallarta, very, very beautiful place. As many people tells me when they come for a first time to Puerto Vallarta, I love it. I want to stay here forever. And that's what I did. Puerto Vallarta was just a tiny little town from Posada Vallarta. Now it's called Cristal Vallarta. All the way to the Conchas Chinas. Conchas Chinas was also another beautiful place where engineering Mexican architectural houses.
Mm-hmm. So what was your first job that you took when you came to Puerto Vallarta?
I started working for a contractor, building and remodeling houses and stores for about 2 years.
Okay, and any of those places still around?
No, because the boutique I was working the remodeling, building the dressing rooms was called Viva Boutique, one of the most famous boutiques in Mexico. There used to come visiting us Beverly Hills, Burt Lancaster, Charles Bronson, Richard Burton, Elizabeth Taylor, Chacha Gabor, and Gigi Gabor. Yes, it was a very, very nice boutique gallery owned by Rodolfo Muñoz Acosta from Sonora and Leo Ernest Gertz from San Leandro, California. Those guys, I hope they are sleeping in the sky, and they were very nice people to me. I worked for them 18 years in the boutique gallery.
What did you do there? You told me a story about when you came to apply for a job over there.
The day when we were done with the remodeling the boutique gallery, they invited us to the contractor and myself for lunch, and then I asked them if they have a job for me, or they know a gringo or somebody who owns a house in Gringo Gulch, for them to give me a job, because I don't want to work on construction all the time. It was very hard. And they asked me, "Hey, Jose, do you know about the landscape or do you know garden or about what do you do for cleaning a house?" And I said, "I don't know. All I know is milking cows in the ranch where I was born." And they laughed a lot, and then they told me, "Oh, come on, we're going to give you the job. We like you."
Wow. And so you were there for 18 years.
I was around 18 years. I only went to school to the 3rd grade primary. I hardly I knew how to read and write a letter. And then it was difficult for me, but I was very, very snotty. Hey, what is he talking about? Is he talking in English or French or what language? "Oh, Jose, it looks like you are interested on working on cells here, on not only cleaning the floors. We're going to send you studying English."
Oh, really?
So I went to study in English for 3 months, and then I got very busy with the señoritas. I didn't finish my book number 3 to get my diploma. That's why my English is kind of Spanglish.
I don't know about that. I think if you go back and you look at those people that went all the way to book number 3, my guess is they don't speak English nearly as good as you do.
Thank you, sir.
It's true.
It says here in my military service, Secretaría de la Defensa Nacional, it says, they asked me several questions, and it says, "What was your maximum grade of studies?" And I said, 3rd grade of primary, when I was 18 years old.
Look at that. He's showing me the card. Look at you, man. There it is. There's his military service card. Oh, look how... Oh, you had hair back then, brother. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, yes. That was in the hippies era. The commander, he told me, "You need to cut your hair. Your hair is curly and very long." Rarotonga. How do you say? Lots of hair.
You had a big afro. We call it an afro.
Afro.
Big,
Yeah,
Like
exactamente.
yeah, rat nest.
Exactamente.
Rat nest is what you said.
Yes.
All right. So, So how did you end up on the beach? How did you end up selling tours on the beach?
When Rodolfo and Leo, they got very old, and then there was a lot of shops opening for ceramic, porcelain, hand embroider, all kinds of Yucatan Guayaberas shirts, and lots of competition. Plus, they were getting old, and they told me, Jose, we want to retire. We don't have children. We have money. We're going to go around the world, enjoy our money. What are you going to do? I'm going to open a little deli. I opened the little deli, but it didn't work because my wife and I were working too hard, and all the money we made every 2 months, it goes to the government taxes.
Yeah.
So one of my cousins told me, would you like to come and work on the beach? Yes, I will be able. Are you going to be shy to sell tours? I said, no way, Jose. So I've been here working on the beach for more than 25 years now.
So, tell me about the tours that you sell. What is it that you? What kind of tours do you sell?
By boat, I sell tours to every single beautiful paradisiac spot here in Vallarta, like Colomitos, Majaguitas, Caletas, Yelapa, Pisota, Las Animas Beach, Marietas Islands.
Okay, so when you do that, you are basically, are you hooking them up with like with a lancha driver?
There is different ways to get there.
Okay.
And a private boat or catamaran, sailboat, or the big how do you call the big?
The big pirate ship, right?
The pirate ship goes to a particular place. It's called Majaguitas only.
Uh-huh.
Many years ago, they used to go to Las Cargadas Beach in the north side.
Uh-huh. Now, Las Cargadas is north of...
Las Cargadas is close to Destiladeras.
Okay.
Past El Anclote.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna have a map on the website so you guys can see what we're talking about there as far as those beaches. Okay, so that's by boat. How about by air?
By air, I've been sending people from Minnesota State, from Illinois.
Oh, so you actually arrange airline flights?
People from, yes, sir, Wisconsin, skydiving.
Oh, I'm seeing
That's
here.
why I told you I sell tours by boat, by plane, by land.
All right, so skydiving. Tell me about that skydiving thing.
And I've been sending people to the Copper Canyon. Oh, here is my son.
Oh,
Lalo.
very good. Mucho gusto.
He's a singer. Plays the record.
Excellent.
I mean the accordion.
I'll be looking for you.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And
Lago Tigre. Lago El Tigre. Okay. All right, Lalo El Tigre. Very good. All right, we'll look for Lalo. He's got an accordion that looks like a tiger on it.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, you own the beach, buddy. You're doing okay. You got your son working here too. This is good. All right. So tell me about the skydiving activity, that tour there. What happens there?
It's very simple. You just ask me. Normally, you ask me because you are 22-year-old and it's lots of adrenaline and you don't want your father or your mother to know about it. So you talk to me kind of, hey, let's move a little bit over there. I don't want them to hear. I want to surprise them with the video when we get back home. So what I do, I get them in a taxi, take them to the office and the way to the airport, and then they take them to the Hangar Aerotron, get them in the little plane, and it comes like 5,000 feet on the little plane, and the way over there to Boca de Tomatlan, south, and then they come back even higher, and the direction of the airport, you can see the tiny little mosquito from Los Muertos Beach jumping from the plane. 45 seconds free fall.
Okay.
They come back very happy.
Well, when they come back, they're happy. If they don't come back, it's a big trouble, isn't it?
No, normally they give me a very good tip.
Excellent.
Oh,
Okay,
yes, amigo.
so that's by air. Okay, so now we've got by boat and we've got by air. What kind of land tours do you do?
Lands, by land, I do the San Sebastian,
Okay.
the Copper Canyon, Talpa and Mascota, Magic. How do you say magic?
Yeah, mágica. Magic
Pueblos
towns.
mágicos.
Sí.
Magic little towns.
Excellent.
I do El Tuito.
Wonderful. So when
San Blas.
so when you do these, are they bus trips? Are they in vans? How are they done?
Oh, I can get you a professional tour guide, or I can send you through a company who has also professional tour guides.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay, very good.
Sí.
So, can you tell me any funny stories that maybe something that happened to one of your tourists? Anything kind of interesting that you could share with my listeners?
Well, the only couple things happens funny. Maybe three of them.
Oh, good.
Here is the girl when I sent her on the skydive
Ah, okay. Now he just showed me a picture of the girl that is the skydiver
from Minnesota.
She's from yes, and she says that you guys are best friends forever. That's great.
Yes.
She likes you, man.
Yes.
That's because she came back.
Yes. and then the one of the funny things happened to the lady from the Netherlands. She went on the pirate boat on direction north to Las Cargadas.
Yeah.
And then when she was there, the banana ride was included. And then the lady, when next day she came back, she looking for me on the beach to complain about the banana ride. She said she thought she was going to drown because the guy who drives the banana made a mistake and everybody fall off the water.
Yeah.
Out of the banana, jumping in the water. And I told her, no, amiga, this is part of the game, to throw everybody in the water. But if you want, make me a letter to give it to the owner to give you some money back. But I knew he won because he's part of the show.
Right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And the other guy went fishing, and they come back. Everything was okay, and so nobody drowns. But
Yeah.
he was kind of a little seasick, maybe.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
He had his backpack. When they got on the pier, he one step behind him, and he fall off on the ocean.
Oh no.
With his backpack and his shoulders, and he was going to the deep because he didn't know how to swim.
Oh no. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Oh.
And somebody dove to rescue him.
Someone saved him. Someone saved his life. So he was able to actually come back and
Yes.
tell you all
Yes.
about it.
And another couple marry young guys. Amigo, would you like to take a tour tomorrow on the bus cruise to Arcos Animas Mixto? He told me, don't bother to me. Today is my fucking birthday. And okay, amigo. Okay. Thank you very much. I'm just asking. I'm telling you, beat it. And his wife was very embarrassed.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you, my friend? I'm just asking you. I'm telling you, get the I just came from listening a timeshare presentation, and now you coming to bother me with another timeshare. I don't sell timeshare. Anyway, beat it. So she follow me and she says, I apologize. He's very angry, but we really want to take this tour. You guarantee you're not selling timeshare? Oh, yes, guarantees. I just give you the ticket, have a lot of fun, and thank you very much. Those are the three I remember.
Very good. Those are great stories.
Oh, yes.
Well, I don't know
amigo.
about the guy falling with his backpack, almost drowning. I don't know how great that one is. And the lady on the banana. I mean, come on. When you're on one of those banana rides, you got to expect you're going to get wet.
Believe me, if you don't jump out of the banana, it's not fun. It's not fun.
No, and let me also tell you listeners out there that if you think that you want to take a banana ride, you better know how to swim. Okay, if you don't know how to swim, don't get on one of those things. All right, that's really important too, because for sure, Jose would never see you again, because you would be, at the bottom of the ocean. Jose, when you go and find a place to eat around here, when you eat out, what kind of places do you like to eat here in Puerto Vallarta? You have any favorite places?
I like when it's food, I eat anything.
Okay.
But my favorite places is the Coco Tropical,
Nice.
how do you call, Café Les Artistes,
Ah, beautiful.
Trios,
Nice.
and the other one on the middle of the island, River Café,
Ah, yes.
Langostinos, Serranos, Cuates y Cuetes, chicken soup. Ay,
Oh,
ay, ay.
yeah. I love their tortilla soup con pollo. It's great.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. All right, you guys.
El Panorama.
El Panorama is a lot of fun.
El Palomar de los González,
Uh-huh.
Le Cliff. And I eat all of those places thanks to all of you guys listening to me on the radio from all over the United States and Canada. Thank you very much, because if it wasn't because of you inviting me to all of those places, I'm just a piece of without you guys.
Hey, that's enough out of you. You are not. You are a wonderful man. Look at you. All right, so all of those are great suggestions, you guys. Those are wonderful restaurants. Jose's got great taste in food. Jose, if you were going to go, because you are in the travel business, if you were going to get away from Puerto Vallarta just for the day, where would you go?
Not to go very far and
Yeah,
and
a day trip.
enjoy the day. It
Yeah.
has to be the magic town of San Sebastian.
Ah, okay. Very good. Speaking of San Sebastian and the magic town of San Sebastian, how's the road over there? Is it open?
It is open. A few people don't like. How do you say? 500 meters deep, especially the co-pilot and the way going.
Uh-huh.
And the
then
way
driver-
coming back, the driver. Lots of curbs up in the Sierra Madre Mountains.
Yeah.
And a few potholes.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But you drive carefully.
Make it no worries.
Beautiful. No worries.
Okay, good, because I'm heading up there in a couple of days, so I hope it'll be okay.
Yes.
All right.
And make sure you take a good jacket for
Okay.
the cold weather.
Yeah, you want to keep warm. If you were going to give a piece of advice to a first-time visitor to Puerto Vallarta, what would you tell them?
The first advice, when they going to, if they are a big spenders, don't get excited. First, listen, look carefully. You order the cup of tequila, you have to go to the bar where they grab the bottle of tequila you want from the top shelf, not to order from far away from the bar, because you don't know what kind of tequila they're going to bring you instead of the one you
Good.
were recommended
Okay.
to drink.
Okay.
And the best thing to do if you buy a jewelry is only if you are a person who knows well what's gold and what's silver.
Yes.
And the other advice is don't, if you're going to go 10 blocks away from the beach for dinner to a restaurant and you walk because it's daylight, don't walk coming back. Please take a taxi from the 10 blocks back to your house.
Good. That's good advice.
See.
All right. All right. Well, how would people find you? How do they find you on the beach?
If they send me an email or call me to my cell phone,
That's the best way.
yes,
Okay.
it's the best way.
All right, so I'll have all that information then on the blog post for this episode, so you guys look for that. You'll have all of his information there. You'll find his email. You'll have his phone number. I'll even have his picture and stuff like that. So you'll have to check that out. Jose, am I missing anything?
Yes.
Tell me.
You spending lots of time on your job and not enjoying paradise Puerto Vallarta.
I love you, man. I love you. You're very good. Well, I'm going to get to that pretty soon. I want to thank you so much for coming on the program with me and for letting me introduce you to my audience.
And everything is under control, Señor Berry. Muchas gracias.
Excelente.
Sí. BFF forever.
Yeah. Para siempre. Okay, momentito. I need your picture.
Oh, he's going to take in my picture.
Hey, what did I tell you about that guy? He was great. He's a real character. Anyway, I have his contact information and his pictures in the show notes of this episode, so you'll have to check that out. And again, Cheryl, thank you so much for bringing Jose by. He was great, wasn't he? All right, so the next interview is from a listener, and his name is Ray Diacenzi. And Ray came up with a big group of people, and they all sat down in two tables right next to us, and sat down right in front of me, and he proceeded to tell me his Puerto Vallarta story, and it's a really good one. Now, both these guys have good advice and very, very good stories. And anyway, so let's go back to Los Muertos Beach, right next to the pier, in front of Cuatro Cicuetas, toes in the sand, Coronas flowing, and let's find out what Ray had to say about his story about Puerto Vallarta.
All right, I'm with Ray here. Ray's joined me on the beach for my little come and talk into my microphone day here in front of Cuatro Cicuetas. Ray, thanks for coming on, man.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
So, where are you from? Tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'm from Chicago. Born and raised in Chicago. I met my wife in Puerto Vallarta about 22 years ago. So I've been coming here twice a year, 3 times a year since then.
Wow. Okay. So you are you're a frequent visitor to Puerto Vallarta.
Yes,
How many times have you been to Puerto Vallarta? Do you think?
Between about 40 to 45 times.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it over here.
When did you start coming?
1995.
95. All
Yeah.
right. So when you first came, you were unmarried. Hadn't met your wife. Where did you stay when you were coming down here?
Our first time we stayed at the Holiday Inn. And, it was a real young crowd there, so it was a fun time. And every night, we had gotten a bunch of friends together there, and we'd go out, hit the clubs and everything. And that first year is when I found love, I guess.
Really?
Yeah.
You fell in love with Puerto Vallarta? We all do, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's what happens.
It's
You come
a beautiful
here,
place.
Yeah, you come here and you just look around and you go, I wouldn't mind being here.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So that was your first time was at the Holiday Inn, and then from there, what happened?
We kept coming, me and a group of friends kept coming back every year. Maybe we try and get out here twice a year, but if not, once a year at least. And we kind of would jump to different hotels, but in the hotel zone.
Uh-huh.
And, just enjoy the nightlife and what, the beaches and everything had to give you here over here. It was fun.
Do you have a favorite hotel in the hotel zone?
I think the Sheraton was my favorite at the time.
Yeah.
But in recent years, we don't stay at hotels. We rent a condo right here by the beach because I like to be in the center of the action over here.
Sure.
And not have to rely on a taxi all the time.
I hear you. Yeah, and a lot of people they go to a hotel in the hotel zone. They stay there. You come down here and you stay here. You're right in the middle of everything.
That's true. That's true.
All right. So when did you meet your wife?
I met her in 1997.
Okay, and tell me about that. I want to get a little personal.
Well, back in '97, there was a Planet Hollywood in Puerto Vallarta restaurant, and me and 2 of my friends went there to go have dinner, and it was a Monday night, so there was Monday Night Football on. Well, leaving there, my friends wanted to go to Hooters to watch the game.
Sure.
And so we walked over to Hooters, and when I walked in, we got sat down by the hostess, and my future wife ended up being our waitress.
All right.
Yeah, so, we had talked a little bit. She had told me she had family in California, and we hit it off. She didn't have a phone number to give to me, but I gave her, the hotel we were staying at, the room number and everything. And she ended up inviting me out that weekend with her and a bunch of her friends that they were celebrating a birthday. And she invited me and my friends. So at the last minute, both of my friends got sick.
Uh-oh.
And it was just me flying solo. So it was me and...
How convenient, Ray.
Yeah, how convenient, right? So it was me and 15 girls hitting the club scene.
Dude.
You know how they dress over here, too. So mini skirt and high heels.
Yeah, you must have been in heaven, dude.
Oh, I did. I was. It was a good time.
All right. And then how long did it take for you to tie the knot?
Well, we continued to talk when I got back to the States. I came back to visit her twice. And from there, we got married, did the immigration thing. That took a little time, but got her to the States. And, we've been living together in the States for 19 years now. So
nice. So where did you get married in Puerto Vallarta?
I actually didn't get married here. We did get married here at the courthouse just for the immigration process.
Good.
But once she was back in the States, we got married in California where all her family was.
Excellent. Where in California?
In San Francisco.
Nice. Oh, San Francisco. What an awful place to have to get married.
Yeah, I know. Terrible.
Poor dude. You poor guy.
But I will tell you something. I never thought... We got married in June, and I never realized how cold it gets on the bay there.
It's miserable in June.
Me and the rest of my family had to go to Macy's and buy jackets because we weren't prepared for how cool it was.
You Chicagoans? What do they call you guys? Chicagoans. You Chicagoans were cold. Okay.
Yeah, we were.
I can't believe that. And I'm looking around here. I bet you half the beach has got Chicagoans around here. I'm kidding. All right. So, obviously, you are a huge lover of Puerto Vallarta and the lady that comes from there, too. So, also, tell me now, because you are a frequent visitor, if you were going to suggest someone take a tour here, go somewhere, where would you suggest they go?
I'll be honest with you. I haven't done many of the tours here. I'm kind of a people-watching person. I like to get on the street and walk and discover things.
Okay.
What I could tell you about Puerto Vallarta is that this is a true traditional Mexico right here. Everything's authentic. It's not overran by American identities here. You don't have a Starbucks on every corner. You don't have a McDonald's on every corner. It's just true traditional, where in other parts of Mexico, you don't have that anymore. People are friendly, and, because they depend on tourism here.
Right.
And the day tourism dies, this area will die, and hopefully that never happens. And, 20-plus years that I've been coming here, it just keeps getting stronger and stronger every year.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's what I could tell you about Puerto Vallarta.
Nice. Well, so let's talk a little bit about food, because you're a listener, so I always bring that up, and I ask all of my guests to kind of name their favorite places. So you're going to be, I'm going to be putting you on the spot. I know you're shaking your head, going, "There's so many, Barry. How do I do this?" What do you like for breakfast? Where do you like to go?
I mean, for what?
For breakfast.
For breakfast, River Cafe.
River
By
Cafe.
far, River Cafe. The service there, the food there, it's just a beautiful place to be.
Yeah, nice ambiance there.
Very, very
What do you
nice.
like to eat when you eat there?
Because I can't get it back in Chicago that often, but I like chilaquiles a lot.
Excellent. So do you have the Verdes or the Rojas there?
Verdes.
Verdes. All right, good. You're a man after my own heart. I'm with you on the Verdes. Okay, how about for lunch?
For lunch, I'll be honest with you, where in the States it wouldn't be possible, over here the street food is unreal.
Yeah.
Every corner there's something great to eat. So for lunch, you have a street taco or a Mexican hot dog wrapped in bacon or something like that, Very unhealthy, but very tasty.
Absolutely. Well, and you know where to find that because you've been here 40 years or 40 times at least, 40 plus times. So Well, do you have a favorite taco place? Do you have a favorite taco truck? Or taqueria?
I don't really
or-
have a favorite one. Pepe's Tacos, a real famous one and real good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. I
Yeah.
mean, it doesn't have to be a big fancy place to be good.
Exactly right. Well, I ate for $5 the other night, and half it was a tip because it was
Yeah.
like it was just disgustingly cheap. I have to say. All right. So, how about for dinner?
Dinner, I'm from Italian origin, so I love the Dolce Vita, and also because when I go there, I know the owners and we talk, and they're from they're close by where my parents are from in Italy, so
neat.
So it's nice, yeah.
Yeah, and it's nice to be able to walk into a place where people know you and you know them, and you got that familiarity thing going on, which
That's
is
true.
wonderful. How about what would you say to kind of a advice would you give to a first-time visitor here?
A first-time visitor, I mean, obviously, I would tell you stay at the hotels. The hotels will give you all the different kind of activities, where to go in town here. Just shop around. Don't grab something as soon as you see it because 5 feet away there's gonna be a better price.
And when you're done, don't look. Once you've made that purchase, stop looking, stop shopping, because it'll kill you.
Yeah, that's true. The funniest thing I ever heard was, when you tell these street peddlers, no, I'm okay. They'll be like, well, buy something you don't need for someone you don't like. It's always a funny phrase.
Yeah, they know them all, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
Excellent.
But yeah, I mean, it's a great place to come to, and if you've been to other parts of Mexico, Cancun, Acapulco, Riviera Maya, places like that, once you come here, you'll realize that this is still traditional Mexico, and everyone's friendly here. No one knows how to drive here, so watch yourself.
Oh yeah, you got to be careful. I almost saw a whole family get run over by a bus today, and then they immediately got on the bus, and they were all friends. And it's like, okay, this is
Yeah.
be careful.
And that's another thing. If you want the true experience, you need to jump on a bus. Forget the taxi once in a while. Jump on a bus, and you'll realize how crazy this place can get.
Yeah.
You have street performers who get on the bus and are playing music, and just a bunch of crazy stuff happens.
Yeah. That's what makes it so interesting
Unique.
and so much
Unique,
fun.
yeah.
Have I missed anything? Is there something that you wanted to cover while we were talking?
No, I just I appreciate you doing this show. Letting people know about Puerto Vallarta because it is a great place. It's a great for every kind of. For anything you're looking for, Puerto Vallarta is a place to be. Whether it's the beach, good food, nightlife, everything is here. And once you've come here after a few times, forget the hotel zone, rent a condo, and be right on the beach where you can be steps away from it and don't have to rely on a taxi.
Excellent.
Or
Great
any
advice.
kind of transportation.
Yeah, that's great advice. Ray, thanks for taking some time out of your vacay and talking with me and introducing your part of Puerto Vallarta to my audience.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you, Ray. Thanks for listening. Thank you so much for coming out at that open microphone. It means the world to me, you guys. After the interview, I got a chance to get a picture of Ray and his wife and all of his family, and it was hilarious. He was the only gringo in the house. Anyway, I got pictures of Jose. I got pictures of Ray, and I got Jose's contact information. If you're thinking about jumping out of a plane, make sure that you have traveler's insurance with that return of human remains rider attached, if you know what I'm saying. And yeah, give him a call on that. Anyway, that should do it for this episode of the Puerto Vallarta Travel Show. Next week, stay tuned for more on-the-ground reports from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, with travel tips and great restaurant and excursion ideas from my guests, and much more. So until then, remember that this is an interactive show where I depend on your questions and your suggestions about all things Puerto Vallarta. If you think of something that I should be talking about, well, please reach out to us by clicking on the Contact Us tab and sending off your message. And remember, if you're considering booking any type of tour while you're in Puerto Vallarta, you must go to vallartainfo.com. That's JR's website, and reserve your tour right through him, right from his website. Remember, it's a value-for-value proposition, my friends. JR's experience and on-the-ground knowledge of everything Puerto Vallarta in exchange for your making a purchase of a tour that you do anyway. You're just doing it through him as a way of saying thank you. Thanks, JR, for being our guide. It costs no more than if you're going to be using someone else. So really, just do it. And when you do take one of those tours, email me about your experiences. Maybe you can come on board and share with others what you liked or didn't like about the tour. Again, contact me by clicking on the Contact Us tab and sending off a message. And once again, if you like this podcast, please take the time and subscribe and give me a good review on iTunes if you would. That way we can get the word out to more and more people about the magic of this place, Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. And remember, I made it easy for you to do just that with each episode that I create. But if you haven't been to my website yet, you really need to have a look there. I have links to places that we talk about. I've got interesting pictures and lots more. And right there in the blog posts and in the show notes for each episode that I create for each and every show. So make sure you check it out, okay? All right. So thanks to Jose, the Muffin Man, and also to Jose Luis Castellon Ramos, and to you, Ray. You guys have great stories. Anyway, I have links to Jose's information in the show notes, as well as links to places that we talked about in the show notes at www.puertovallartatravelshow.com. Thanks to all of you for listening all the way through this episode of the Puerto Vallarta Travel Show. This is Barry Kessler signing off with a wish for you to slow down, be kind, and live the Vallarta lifestyle. Nos vemos, amigos.
Samba de Puerto Vallarta, noche de arrullo en el mar. Samba de Puerto Vallarta, noche de amor junto al mar. Solo camino eterno por la playa, me encuentro junto al río cuando todo está en calma. Pronto cae la noche, me brillas Puerto Vallarta, samba de Puerto